Hello guys, welcome back to this stream. We are starting off with 4 tornado warnings right now. Check these out. So these are all embedded in a line of storms right now. So we got 1 tornado warning for mostly rural areas right now. It's really anywhere really in this red polygon. I'll go to reflectivity. Anyone in this red polygon right here, it's mostly rural areas, but still take cover, stay away from the windows, get on the lowest floor of your home or building. That one did just get expired, so we are down to 3 tornado warnings, of course, when it starts streaming, and they might just let this one go too. But still take cover. This is for this is for Mansfield, Newborn, Georgia right now. So anybody in those areas, get on the lowest floor of your home or building. Then we have this big, this a lot bigger of a tornado warning down here. This one, I think they might just let it go, but we'll see. Honestly, as long as the rotation stays as it is right now, they're gonna keep it. But it looks like the rotation is weakening. But anybody in these areas, take cover, get on the lowest floor of your home or building. We have the severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. This is for Junction City, Geneva, I think I'm saying that right. Shiloh, Georgia. So we also have this tornado warning, not tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning that they probably will let it expire. I bet they'll keep it going. Just maybe, probably will keep it going. I would assume that. You see this whole green outline right here. You can see this green outline. That's a tornado risk right there. And then they actually expanded this huge tornado risk. They expanded it way up into South Carolina. Used to just be mostly for the Panhandle of Florida. It was like that or something. It was like it used to be mostly for the Panhandle of Florida. So yeah, we have 3 tornado warnings right now. 3 tornado warnings. 3 tornado warnings right now. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning over here. This is one for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch size hail. So anybody in this area, avoid windows. Consider taking cover, because who knows what this thing could do. Do not be outside. Just stay inside, and I would advise you to take cover on this thing. But still, that's that. So yeah, they did expand this tornado risk. So actually, I have a map. I'm gonna let these go quick. I'm gonna change. Crap. There we go. that's not what I wanted. There we go. So they did expand the tornado risk. It used to mainly be down in like the Panhandle of Florida, like all right here maybe, but they did expand it all the way here. So, crap. This, what the heck? I don't know what's going on. Okay, this tornado risk now goes all the way up into South Carolina, actually portions of North Carolina, and then it goes to like, it's going just northwest of Jacksonville, Florida. This is gonna cover all of Georgia, almost all of Georgia, going to portions of North Carolina, and then basically cover all of South Carolina. And then we have the tornado risk up here for like Philadelphia, Washington. So yeah, this is going up into like Maryland, New Jersey. So yeah, and Pennsylvania, obviously. But yeah, let's switch. Okay, we are back. We're still at 3. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I think the tornado risk is mainly for this line of storms, actually, because if you go down here, I'm gonna stop that. If you go down here, when it loads, is it gonna load? Okay. See, there is, I think, some growing thunderstorms, actually. It looks like these are more growing, but of course these are pretty far away from another radar site, so... Okay, there we go. It looks like this could turn into more of a wind threat. This is going, currently, has wind, it's 1-4 wind, about 38 mile an hour. No. This is going for 40 mile an hour, I think. I don't know exactly the translation, but this is going toward like Panama City. It looks like these things are more of a wind threat than anything. I'm a bit far from my microphone. But if they do cause something, please stay aware of really anybody in this green right here. Anybody in this anybody in this thing I just circled, or anybody in that blue thing I just circled. Anybody in that like portions of North Carolina and South Carolina and down to like a little bit of Georgia and just a little bit of Alabama and also a little bit of Florida. It goes into like it's gonna go just northwest of the Big Bend. It's basically on the Big Bend of Florida. I mean, I guess right here is the Big Bend. So this Big Bend is basically inside of this risk. This is all going into like Mobile, Alabama. So yeah, we are back up to 4 tornado warnings now. I think they re-warned this one. One minute. I think they re-warned on this. Jeez, I can't talk at all. Yeah, they did put another warning on this. So, anybody in it? Yeah. Oh, sorry, my bad. This bend, they just added geez. Can't do that anymore. But anybody in Monticello, I'm just gonna say Monticello. This is mostly in rural areas though. This is the tornado warning is just west of Shady Dale. No. Yeah. This tornado warning does still go for Lincoln Park and then really anybody in that red polygon right there. So there is no more severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania anymore. So still be weather aware on these storms because they could still bring some gusty winds with them, but back down to these tornado warnings in Georgia. This tornado warning does still go for 22 minutes. If the rotation keeps going like it is, they will issue another one. They still do have this tornado warning in Monticello. So no. This tornado warning still has 20 minutes to go. It looks like I'm pretty sure they will issue another tornado warning, but we will see on that. We will see. By the way, these tornado warnings expired up here, so there's no more tornado warnings. We are back down. Wait. Wrong spot again. They did not expire. So this tornado warning up here, really anybody in this red polygon, I guess you can't really see in the velocity, so I'm just gonna circle outlines and stuff. But anybody in that, if you're in that, take cover, get on the lowest floor of your home or building, and avoid windows as much as you can. Avoid windows as much as you can. And there's tornado warning for newborn and Mansfield. I think this one is basically the same one as the other one in like Mansfield is basically done, but Mansfield, jeez. But Newborn will still be under this. This is mostly in rural areas. There is one kind of big town, but anybody in this red polygon? Right here. Take cover. Anybody in that blue spot just circled, but take cover. Get on the lowest floor of your home or building. I do think they will keep this tornado warning going. So personally, I think they will. Unless this rotation just randomly dies out, I think they will. I think it has a pretty good chance. Right there. So yeah, I'm gonna change that, cause it was like that, crap. But it was like that, and does anyone notice it looks like it's turning, like when I zoom in, like if you like do that, crap, get out of my way. If you like zoom in on the rotation, it feels like it rotates. I'm not even kidding. Am I just tripping? Am I something wrong with me? Well, I think this is a new one, a fairly new severe thunderstorm warnings. This is for Pickens, Liberty, Ariel, Powderville, Norris, 6 Mile, Welcome. That is a wonderful town name. Again, Greenville almost. Anybody in that yellow polygon, take cover. Void windows. There is actually a little bit of rotation on this thing. So I would take cover on this storm if I were you, but lowest floor of your home or building. Anyway, down back to Panama City on these special marine warnings. These are moving onto land, so when they do move onto land, you could see some gusty winds with these. But it looks like these, at least it looks like this one looks like it's going mainly toward Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, and then really anybody in the special marine warning, like any boats that are boating out right now. You have some storms coming, so I'm pretty sure that's what is driving a little bit of a tornado risk. It looks like like I said, they will probably keep this going. I will be surprised if they don't, but yes. Anyways, back up to this one. This tornado warning has officially expired, but there is still this one right here. That goes for about 14 more minutes. So same with this one. That one has also expired for Mansfield, but Newborn will still be in a tornado warning. Anyways, going up back into South Carolina, there used to be a little bit of rotation. Nothing really that huge. But there is not a lot of rotation anymore. This storm warning does go for 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So this is for Liberty, 6 Mile, Pickens, Welcome, Powderville, Gant, Pauca, City View, and really anybody in this yellow polygon. You're on a severe storm warning. Take cover. Avoid windows. So, yes. There is some flooding with these storm warnings. There is some flooding in almost kind of Philadelphia, just northwest of Philadelphia. Philadelphia. This is for Wilmington, Pennsylvania and stuff, and that green polygon and stuff. There is still a severe thunderstorm watch in place for about an hour. With this line of storm looking thing, but this storm kind of right here, you could see some gusty winds with it, but really not that much. No, why is that? Okay. They did just they did just put a special weather statement down. This is for 40-mile-an-hour winds and pea-sized hail, I think. Sorry about the microphone. Okay. And half-inch size hail, I guess. So probably in penny to pea-sized hail right there. But really not much you have to worry about there. You still got these tornado warnings. There is actually a bit more rotation on the storm, so they will keep this going. They did just expand this tornado warning up into Yatesville, Salem, just barely in Boiling Brook, just barely out of it. Forsyth. But yeah. There is a flood. There is a flood report on this. River Creek overflowing. Cropland / yard / basement is flooding. So this is in Hannah's Mill. So there is some flooding with this storm actually. There is a little bit of flooding with this storm. So yeah. I'm gonna go down to this. Sorry about that. We still have 4 tornado warnings. We're one a newborn. What is this? The one there's actually a bit more rotation than the. Well, I think they'll just let this one expire. But there is a tad bit of rotation right there, so we very broad rotation right there. Northeast of ruled edge. Jeez. Don't even know if I'm saying that right. Pronunciation is the worst thing in his story. Rotation actually is getting a bit stronger with this, so I feel like we could have maybe something. There's a chance we'll have something. Check CC. No. But we could have something form in this line of storms. We could have maybe a brief spin up. There's actually but yeah. Like I said, there is actually some flooding with this storm, so someone's yard creek yard is and basement is flooding right now. So creek is overflowing and basement and yard is flooding. So anybody with basements that flood easily, is that a thing even? I don't know. It looks like we actually could have some updrafts like kind of forming in front of the storm, but it's really close to the storm. Really close, so I bet they'll just get sucked up into this line of storms before they can turn into anything, but we will see, because some stuff can happen like this, and it can sometimes even pose a threat of a violent tornado, so we'll see. But if I do not remain live much longer, which I sadly might not be able to, but I will be live on Monday. So on Monday, that is a day I will most likely be live. So anybody, Monday, will be live Monday. So, yeah. Yup, it is. I'm gonna put one minute, y'all. Quickly. Okay, there is a subscriber count. On the bottom right corner is our subscriber count. So when you subscribe, that will update. Finally, we do have a tornado warning. Hopefully this is just now, but finally we have a tornado warning, one for the rotation on the storm. We actually have we have, obviously this part is the main rotation. No, this part is the main rotation. There is a little bit of rotation right there. No rotation right here, but okay, right there's the main part. Jeez Louise, I can't talk or do anything. But yeah, finally they issued a tornado warning. I was kind of expecting it. There was actually a little bit of rotation right here. So they won that. Wouldn't be surprised. But they finally won the tornado warning. I was waiting for that to happen. Hopefully that happened just now, because I hope I did not miss it. But also, like, I hope, yeah, I hope that just happened right now, because less people were under tornado warning at less time, and well, I got to update it because I was surprised that there was no warning on that, honestly. By the way, I don't know if you could tell, but there is a huge tornado warning on this. This goes all 26 miles across. This is a pretty huge tornado warning. But also, there's a spot right there with rotation, and then there's a spot right there with rotation. So 2 warned spots of rotation right there. And we still got these tornado warnings. We are up to 5 tornado warnings here. Wait, so okay, good. Wood. What was I doing? Yeah, that's what I was doing. There you go. There we go. They did let this tornado warning expire for Monticello, kind of. A little bit of Monticello. This tornado warning up here does go for 2 bigger towns, Eastleigh and Ariel. Ariel? How do you say that? Eastleigh? How do you say these things? But the town of Welcome is still under this severe thunderstorm warning, and Powderville, Liberty, Norris, Pickens is under a severe thunderstorm warning. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds. Some gusty winds on here. The rotation was a bit more stronger. A little bit ago, but we are back down to, wait, is it? We are down to 2 NATO warnings now. We are down. We are down to 2 NATO warnings. 2 NATO warnings. Get that out of there. This ice cube of a tornado warning does still go for Eastleigh. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, but that's really the only town that is in this thing, that is in this tornado warning. Rotation does seem to be just a bit weaker, but obviously the main part of rotation is right there. There's really no rotation, but this is the only part of rotation. I should say more like there. The rotation is just south. Is just south of Eastleigh Easily. I'm pretty sure. Easily. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. If I'm saying it wrong, of course I'm saying it wrong, cause I'm saying it wrong. It's kind of obvious. Wait, what the? No. No. Okay, what is this? Okay, that's the closest. There we go. There is not a lot of rotation on this thing. But of course this thing is in a pretty bad radar data, but kinda in a little spot where it's in right there and the radar's right there. The radar's like up here. So it's, yeah, the radar's right over there. Yeah. But up in Greenville, this thing does still go for Eastleigh. There is, it looks to be just a bit stronger, just a tad bit stronger. They will probably keep this tornado warning going, no doubt in my mind, unless that weakens and dies down. But otherwise, I think they will keep that going. By the way, even if this tornado warning is not producing a tornado, it is still producing some gusty winds. So, yeah. People are banging on the walls. Anyways, for not Taylor's. this thing is just barely stronger than last scan. But if this does keep getting stronger, you know, a brief tornado could happen, or it might be happening. Yeah, really nothing happening on the storm at the second in time. Except the 2 tornado warnings that are on it, but other than that, I mean, actually, it looks like something could form right here. There is no rotation on that part, but there's a tiny hook echo that line just perfectly up, and then there's also one like up here that line perfectly up. You can go on reflectivity, if we go right there, and then we go right there. You can go on velocity, like you can see how that lines up, and let me see. That kind of lines up, but at the same time it really doesn't. It's really this, but obviously the main part of rotation, there is actually really there's not that rotation right. The main part of rotation is right there. That actually might be, and probably right there, I would assume. If not, yeah. There is actually a new severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if they issued it a while ago, and I don't know if they issued it just now, but let me just... this is for South Carolina. This is for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch size hail for... Let's not miss any towns. That is a lot. This is for southeastern Bucks County and eastern Pennsylvania, northwestern Chester County, and southeastern Pennsylvania. So, yeah. Newsflash, there is a report of rain on the storm, so anybody that doesn't like rain, don't be outside, and probably just for your safety, don't be outside. That must be really super loud. Turn that down. We still have 2 NATO warnings. This one is mainly in rural areas, but anybody in this red polygon right here, what I just circled, anybody in that red I'm just gonna leave it up to them. But anybody in that red polygon right there, take cover, get on the most interior room of your house or building, lowest floor or most interior room, or both. That works too. That's probably the best. But you want to separate yourself from you and the outside walls of the house. So they might keep this going, but I kind of doubt they'll keep this going. But if they do, I'll kind of be surprised. But anybody in the way of really any storms, stay weather aware, because you don't know what it could do. Like, I wasn't expecting to go live when there was like 5 tornado warnings. So, and I do as fast as I can make my thumbnail. So, yeah. Like, if you see those, like, you see right all throughout right here, there was a storm going all throughout. Like, that's a semi-discrete storm right there. So who knows what that could do? That's I don't think it was a discrete supercells that they really wanted for. I think it was this line of storms and all of this coming off of Gulf of America. But you can see all these little things. You can see all those little like rain showers, like especially this one that could turn into semi that well technically it's not supercell yet, but it is a semi-discrete storm. But that could easily turn into something that can produce that poses threat for a tornado. So we will be watching for that. You can barely see it, but we still have this tornado warning. I'm gonna go to this one real quick. Honestly, what I'm looking at, they most likely will probably let this expire, but still stay weather aware. Like, because they could issue another tornado warning for probably like, I can't really draw that good, but they'll do something like that. Whatever they can do, but boiling broken stuff. Be weather aware, and really anybody on, like I said a little bit ago, anybody on this line of storms, be weather aware. Anybody really in this 2% tornado risk, be weather aware, because if we go to hail, that is a small risk for hail. Wind is obviously in the storm's path. Wind is also a pretty big thing up here in like Pennsylvania, a little bit of Delaware, West Virginia. Anybody there, you do have a 15% risk of wind. Actually, let's take a look at today's not really a big hail day or really a tornado day. This is, I think, the first time I've ever gone live for a 2% tornado risk. That's why I don't really plan on staying live that long. They did let that tornado warning expire right here. We are back down to one tornado warning. It will pop off the map in a minute here. We are back down to one tornado warning. Like I said, it looks like there's a chance they might keep this going. It all depends really at this spot right here. Because there is a tad bit of rotation right there. So stay weather aware right there. This line of storms really isn't all that severe. By the way, I don't know if I said this already, but there is a report of rain on this line of storms. So anybody who doesn't like rain and for their safety, do not go outside. Even if it's not producing a tornado warning, you could still see some gusty winds, so yeah. Yeah. This line of this does still the severe thunderstorm warning has a tornado possible label on it. 60-mile-an-hour winds on it. There is a tad bit of rotation. That's probably why it's on a tornado possible label. Let's read some wind reports that came off this storm. There was a 52-mile-an-hour wind gust. There was also a report of small branches broken down at least 1 inch. Obviously not that large. Let's read this wind report that we have. There was a tree down on a cow occupied by an individual on Main Street. So there was a tree down on a cow on Main Street on Bolton, Main Street. There was a tree down. So yeah, the storms up in like New York, Pennsylvania. Actually, I think that was not a Pennsylvania storm. That was a Connecticut. Wait, those Rhode Island. Think Connecticut. Oh, why do I not remember? Those eastern states always get me, bro. By the way, these storms in Texas aren't really that bad. 50-mile-an-hour wind gust in Penny-sized hail. 1 minute passed. Shut the door. Okay, so they did not keep going with the tornado warning, but what they did do is put a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible label on it with 460-mile-an-hour wind gust. Well, guys, this stream will be ended about right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all later.